Alrighty, so welcome back to 352 Sports Talk. My name is Eddie, of course. We got Jamari over here.
Yep.
And we got Orlando here bullying with the cameras, thinking that he a professional or something.
Yes, sir.
But he is. Oh, apparently his dad walked in. Sorry about that.
No.
But anyways, welcome to episode 2. We're very excited to be here. There's a lot of news going on with sports. But other than that, I mean, how's your week going?
Pretty good, man. You know, been working. Just got paid today. Today was payday, so I'm balling out of control. How about you guys?
I'm good, man. I've just been studying a lot. I have a lot of tests going up and papers and everything like that. So I'm just trying to. This is the end of the semester, so it gets a little bit hectic, but I'm ready for it to be done so I can get my 2 weeks off. But other than that, I'm just chilling, man. What about you?
You know,
Orlando?
just straight chilling. I'm on break from school, so you gotta enjoy it while you can.
Hell yeah.
Damn right, bro. 'Cause nursing school is no joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
cherish the time we can.
yeah, man. But other than that, man, big news today dropped. What's his name? Bryce Harper, $330 million, signed with the Phillies for 13 years. I mean, this dude is set for life. His grandkids are set for life. His great-grandkids are set for life. $330 million.
Man, even Bryce 26. That's a big deal. I mean, how much better do the Phillies get?
I don't really know much about the Phillies. I know they have a lot of cap space, and that's why they were able to afford him, obviously. Yeah. I think that they're just still young, but adding a player of his caliber obviously helps.
Oh, yeah.
But with the Phillies, I'm not really sure. I think they missed the playoffs last year. But we'll see. I mean,
one of the best hitters in the league.
Yeah, one of the best hitters in the league. So if you add that to anybody's team, that's good.
Yeah.
Also, Robert Kraft.
Yeah, they're talking about he might get off or get out of this whole big ordeal he's in.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, like I said last episode, the 85-year-old dealing with all this stuff. Come on, man.
And I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, any dude with that much money he'll find his way out of anything. Yeah, I'm not surprised about this whole thing. I didn't think he was going to serve any time for that, but I still think there's going to be maybe like a little bit of backlash coming from this. Maybe in the business aspect, he might take a backseat, especially with his age. But other than that, I mean, what else is going on in the NFL? Talking about Kyler Murray declaring for the draft.
Yeah, man. So Kyler Murray, I think it was on Sunday or Monday, basically dropped something on his Instagram, basically saying, you know, thank you to the A's for drafting me and giving me a contract and everything like that. But I want to focus myself on football. That's my love. That's what I like doing. And so he's like, I'm going to put everything into this, and I'm done with baseball. So he's taking it very serious. People are projecting him to get drafted first overall. I don't really know. To me personally, I wouldn't take him first overall. I mean, he has good stats and everything like that. But again, he does play in the Big 12. Big 12 is known for having no defense at all. But he is quick. He is accurate. So if a team would take a team wants to take a risk with him, he can. But as you can see right here, he had 4,361 yards, 69% completion, which is really good, which is ridiculously good. 42 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The stats are good. The only thing that worries me is his height. There's only been a few quarterbacks with his height that have been successful. One of them is Russell Wilson, and the other one is Drew Brees. But with that being said, his height worries me a little bit, and also I just don't see what team would take him. If a team takes him, they're gonna have to shift their whole offense, especially the ones that are early in the draft, which are like the Cardinals. Not the Jags are like 8, but the Dolphins, the other team is up there. The Giants, every team like that is going to have to change their offense because they can't run a prototypical offense with a guy that's that mobile, you know.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the Giants, what do you think about all this business of I think the coach on a press conference talking about Eli's back and he's staying and we're not getting rid of him or anything like that? Do you think it's too late or no? Well, not too late, but do you think it's too far gone in his career for him to make any sort of like drastic comeback?
I think that I've never been a Giants fan, and that's because of my friend Omar. He just made me hate them. But I don't think that Eli Manning is as good as people make him seem. Yes, he has 2 Super Bowl wins, but he's also the most inconsistent quarterback I think that has ever played. I mean, this man wins a Super Bowl one year. The next year he throws for like literally 20-something interceptions.
Yes.
So I don't think that he's as great as people make him seem. I think he just got lucky with a good defense, good receivers, great catches in the Super Bowls. But he's not horrible. He's not a horrible quarterback. His old line has literally been the worst ranked in the NFL for multiple years. The front office for the Giants don't try to make any move to fix that. And so he's always on his back every time he throws it because there's literally no protection. Last year they signed Nate Solder. He had an okay year, but you can sign one player, but you still need 5 in the front to be able to protect you. I think that if he gets protection, he can definitely do some damage. He can definitely dissect you, especially with those wide receivers that he has.
Yeah, some of the best wide receivers in the league.
Right, like Odell Beckham and Shepard and all that. But the only problem is that if you don't give him time, he's not going to do anything.
Exactly.
And that's the same problem with a lot of teams. I mean, my favorite team are the Minnesota Vikings. We just signed Kirk Cousins for $84 million,
right?
All guaranteed for 3 years. As a Vikings fan, maybe we did pay a little bit too much, but at the same time, that was what we were missing. We were missing a quarterback to take us to the Super Bowl. We were 1 game away from the Super Bowl, but our quarterback just fell too short last time, and that was with what's his name? I forgot.
Oh God, what was that dude's name?
He plays for the Broncos. Case Keenum.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a pretty good year that year, but he's not known to be a starter. He's not known to be anything like that. So I thought that it was a good sign for the Vikings to get. But at the same time, our offensive line was literally atrocious. They literally look like a college football team. O-line, and not even that. They were in the same conversation as FSU's offensive line.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna I'm not trying to talk about FSU, but literally FSU's offensive line was one of the worst in the history that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Vikings. I mean, Kirk Cousins was always on his back, and he still threw for 4,000 yards, 20-something touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. So I think that it's the same thing with Eli Manning. You give him a little time, he's going to dissect you. But it's definitely something that the Giants need to address in this draft. I think that if they can get, what's his name from the Ohio State?
Kyle Ward?
No, he's from Oklahoma.
Oh, my bad.
Dwayne Haskins. If they can get Dwayne Haskins, let him sit back for a year or 2 behind Eli Manning, learn the ropes, learn how to be in New York, because New York is a big city and everything like that. I think that he could have a pretty good, pretty good career. Saquon Barkley is still young. You get offensive line to solidify everything. It's just stuff that the Giants need to address, and that's it. Now, me and Omar have always been talking about this. These are things that they need to address. They need to fix it now, because this is the team that you have now. They have a pretty good defense, but if your defense is always on the field, they're gonna get tired.
Exactly.
So that's with that. I think that Eli Manning, by luck, I think that he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
I guess we could switch over to NBA.
Yeah.
Going on in NBA this week.
Switch it.
Yeah, I think your laptop just went to sleep. Yeah, just wake up.
All right.
Yeah. First off, I guess we could talk about the Lakers and their struggles. LeBron made an announcement earlier this week, actually, saying that he went into playoff mode a little early, or the earliest he's ever had to do. Which, I mean, everybody saw coming. Everybody knew that LeBron wasn't playing to the maxes. Potentially, he was taking step back threes, and I want to say what LeBron was doing earlier this season was really giving the young guys a shot, letting them, develop and letting them do their own thing and see what he's working with when playoff time comes, if they make it to the playoffs. And then he realized, it's after All-Star break, there's not that much time left, and he has to turn it on. So LeBron's been doing LeBron things, doing his best. I mean, he's the reason that they beat the Rockets. But you can say the same argument that he's the reason why they lose to who they lose to. They lost to the Trailblazers.
No, they lost. Well, the worst loss this week was they lost to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh yeah, they lost to the Grizzlies. Did they lose to the Pelicans?
No, they won last.
They won that night. Yeah. Okay.
So that's the yeah, man. I mean, I'm a big LeBron fan. I'm a Lakers fan. It's been hard to watch this season because I think, yes, the team is not where it's supposed to be. The acquirements that they got in the offseason is not really what you usually see. Usually they'll see those kind of signings back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Very good defenders, not very good shooters. They can attack and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we also got to take into account that Rondo has missed like 30-something games.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron missed 20 games.
Mm-hmm.
Lonzo is missed, I don't even know how many games already, and he still has 3 more weeks to miss.
Mm-hmm.
So, injuries have definitely plagued the Lakers.
And touching on what you said, the type of signings that they made, I think LeBron has this idea in his head of an anti-Warrior team.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it in the teams that he's put together in the past few years. You have the Cavs and the signings that they made, and they signed people like Jordan Clarkson and Derrick Rose,
right,
and Jay Crowder and people like this who are physical and they can attack very well. And those are the types of teams that the Warriors tend to struggle with because their perimeter defense is probably one of the best in the league, if not the best. But their interior defense has been lacking in some areas, and I think he feels like if they could just wear down their big men and attack the paint constantly, you can wear down the Warriors and frustrate them and get them into foul trouble and stuff like that. Because without getting the Warriors into foul trouble, your chances of winning are pretty slim. If you can get Curry to pick up a couple fouls, KD to pick up a couple fouls, you stand a better chance of beating them in the long run. But that's just what I've noticed over the years with the signings he's made, team players like Rondo
And you can actually make a case for that because when you see how the Rockets were built last year, they could shoot the 3 very well, but they could also attack. They played very physical, and that's the type of team that, like you said, the Warriors struggle with. And last year, if you can see, the Rockets were 1 game away from going to the finals. Yeah. If it wasn't for Chris Paul getting injured, I think that they would have won. Honestly,
but to
me, I think they would have won that. They were dominating every time that they played at home and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I can see the case that you're making, that LeBron wants to acquire, very physical players, attack the rim, wear them out, and then by the fourth quarter, they're too tired to do anything, maybe not shoot as accurate and everything like that. But then again, it is Stephen Curry. He is the best shooter in the history of basketball. I've never seen anything like him. And then you can make the same argument for Klay Thompson. I mean, this dude, I think Klay Thompson, you put him anywhere in any other team and he would be the star of the team. He would easily drop 30 points on anybody. Yeah. And he does that now with 2 other players that are better than him.
Yeah.
So,
you look at the Lakers though. Who do you think is to blame for them losing like this?
I think the Lakers to blame. There's not one specific thing. I think that there's different things affecting it, and one of them I would say is LeBron is to blame because he looks like he's a little bit disappointed that he didn't get AD. And that's fine. I understand that you're frustrated. Maybe you want AD to make that push and everything like that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you have to move on from it, not dwell on it, and just keep playing the basketball you've been playing for the past 16 years? 16 years. So I think that he also has given up playing defense a lot in the past few games. I don't know if you've seen him play defense. He literally gives me, like, if I'm the ball carrier, LeBron is where Orlando is. Yeah. Like way to the back over there. And then they make a 3. Like, maybe when you're scouting, the players are like, oh, they're not very good shooter. Yeah. But if you leave them that wide open, they're gonna make it. Oh yeah. So I think that LeBron has a little bit of it. I also think that the team is just young. I mean, this is Lonzo's second year, Kuzma's second year, but at the same time, you're not kids anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you're professionals. This is your second year. It's time to ramp it up. And you need to take care of your body, because if you're always injured, how's that going to help the team?
Exactly.
And it's also, I think it's Magic's fault in a way, because he didn't address the problem. Like let me think. Like,
you're the Lakers fan, so I'm gonna let you get on.
No, yeah.
Soapbox.
I think that Magic sort of just came out and he was like, no, you know, of course we wanted to. This is a business. We want to, you know, improve our team.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our team. There's nothing wrong with our team. We're gonna keep pushing forward and try to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But he never addressed that, so it's kind of like, oh my, dang, we're stuck with this team. They're not very good, so I'm not gonna say anything. I think that he would have addressed that. I think that everybody's spirit and understanding would be, you know, okay, we are the team. Let's just push forward. So that's what I think with the Lakers. I think there's a little bit of everything. There's not one pinpoint thing that I can.
Yeah. Defense overall, from watching them, I think defense overall is a huge problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like interior defense is just horrible for them. I mean, I feel like anytime a pick and roll is made, I think that roll is wide open every single time. JaVale McGee is not cutting it. I thought Tyson Chandler was going to do way more for you guys. He's not performing.
He's a little old. I wasn't really
I
expecting.
mean, yeah. I if I'm looking at the Lakers, if I'm looking at Tyson Chandler, I'm expecting like 5-5. You know what I mean? 5-5, 6-5 coming off a bench.
But solid defense.
Yeah, but like defense, you know what I mean? Be down there, but he's been non-existent. But I mean, yeah, just the defense, taking control on the scoring end, because you guys have scores, and it's very apparent. You guys can score almost at will. You know, you guys can. I mean, you guys don't struggle scoring. It's the defense. You guys just can't stop the other team from scoring ever.
So that's definitely needs to ramp it up. And I think, you know, a lot of people discredit Lonzo Ball just because he's not very good offensively. He doesn't really have that decent of a shot or anything, or he doesn't attack the rim like he should. So people discredit him, and people think that he's not very good and that he's a bust and that he's garbage. But I think that his defense is what keeps the Lakers. That he kept the Lakers being pretty good, because his defensive presence makes everyone else wants to play defense at his level. And I think that since he's 6'7" as a point guard, you know, if you can lock down somebody, then everyone else is gonna be following your footsteps. So I think that once he comes back, if he does come back healthy enough, I think the defense does increase. But the Lakers are in a 10th spot right now in the playoffs. They need to ramp it up right now.
Oh yeah, right.
They definitely have a tough game going on tomorrow. They play the number 1 team in the NBA, which is the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh yeah.
So it is in LA. So hopefully the Lakers win, but we'll see. Continuing the NBA, we saw it last night when the Lakers played the Pelicans. How the Pelicans are benching the AD. How do you feel about that?
I mean, if I'm the Pelicans, I mean, yeah, bench AD. Because, okay, at this point, you know he's gone. He says he wants a trade. Why have him play? Because anytime AD plays, he's playing all 40 minutes, and he's doing literally everything for y'all. So why risk having him in the game when you know you're not going to make the playoffs or do anything in the playoffs if you do make it, and you risk AD getting re-injured again, and then you don't get what you want for him in the trade market. It makes sense on the Pelicans end. It's some shady business, but
it's business.
It's a business at the end of the day. AD's gone. He's requested a trade. He's out of there. He's already, talking to teams about offers. Bench him. If I'm the GM, bench him. Keep him on the bench as much as we can, especially against competitive teams that we know he's going to want, because he's going to want to play against LeBron. He's going to want to play physical. Julius Randle, every time they play Lakers, Julius Randle is talking trash and getting in people's faces and, throwing elbows. So AD's going to want to get in there with him. Bench him. Keep him on the bench. But if I'm AD, I'm kind of like, what the fuck, man, let me play. I'm a top 3 player.
So you think that he shouldn't play at all?
Not at all.
Still keep it like how it is right now, because he's playing around 21 to 23 minutes a game.
Yeah, I was about to say
like
20 minutes.
Play in the fourth.
15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes. You think? it's hard for me because I mean I play basketball and if you're that good of a player and you're not playing, it's frustrating.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, he did bring it to himself. You know, I want to get traded. I want to go somewhere. So the Pelicans are thinking on their end, like, you know, we can't risk him getting injured because then that's going to lower his value.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get less picks, less players. So I understand both sides. It's just I tend to lean more towards the players side just because, I mean, I play sports all my life.
Yeah.
So it is like at the end of the day, it is business.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that you can do. If the coach says that you're not going to play, you're not going to play, and that's it.
Exactly.
There's nothing that you can do about it. You can keep, you can beg, I guess, whatever you want, but you literally can't do anything.
Speaking on players like that. Okay, well, first I had a conversation with a few of my friends over, of course, the Knicks, and we were talking about situations for AD coming in the offseason to the Knicks.
Right.
And we were saying, one of my friends made the suggestion that if we get the first pick, take that pick and group it with some of our assets and throw them at New Orleans and try to get AD.
Right.
I disagree. I thought it took me a while to think about it because the idea of AD playing on a team with potentially with Kyrie or Kevin Durant is you know just it's a great thing. I mean, we'll be a playoff contender, but we're selling out. You know what I mean? I want to say we're selling out, and I think why, if we've been bad for so long, why are we rushing for a championship right now?
Right.
If I'm the Sixers or something, or somebody like the Bucks, I can understand. Okay, championship mode right now. We have stars. We want them to get a championship. We want that championship. We want, you know what I mean? We want to get the championship culture going.
Right.
But if we're the Knicks, we haven't been good for however many years.
It was like
Yeah, exactly. And we finally have that young talent now. We finally have people that are playing and doing well and scoring and look like they have a future. And then we have a first pick and two max contract spots. Why trade all that away just to get AD, who potentially could get injured next year? You know what I mean?
So what do you think the Knicks should do? So the Knicks should just try to go get Kyrie or try to go get KD.
Oh yeah.
And then draft Zion.
Oh yeah. And then keep Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, keep Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's looking like a dog. He said actually the day before we played San Antonio, he said I could average 6 blocks in this league. And people laughed. Like people clowned him on social media like, oh, 6 blocks, you're on the Knicks, da 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 da. He went out and played against San Antonio, who probably has one of the most efficient offenses in the league, and got 6 blocks, 3 steals, what was it, like 15 boards, and like 20 points or something like that. Like just an amazing stat line and was a force on the defensive end. And he's 6'10", 6'11" as a big man, and he has very, very good defense. In that game, Damian Dotson dropped 27 points. Damian Dotson wasn't on anybody's radar. But, you know, of course, being a Knicks fan, I knew Dotson was good. I knew these players were good. Emmanuel Mudiay shot very well. He came out hot. He shot like 4 or 5 threes in a row and cashed. And that was one of the things that people said about Mudiay. He can't shoot. He's only physical. He can't really shoot like that. Look at him now. I think all of this, I don't want them to win too much, obviously, because I want that first pick. But I think this is good because it's showing that Fizdale isn't a bad quarterback. Everybody was ragging on Fizdale in the beginning of the season. Everybody saying, oh, Fizdale isn't creating a winning culture. He can't create a winning culture. Oh, he lost KP. He lost this person. He's not developing his young talent. But then you see stuff like this, and you're like, come on, like we're doing well, or we had the potential to do well given a few pieces. Yeah, I'm the Knicks. I'm not trading away, because if we were to make a push for AD, we'd have to throw that first pick. The Pelicans are going to demand Mitchell Robinson, and we might have to throw like Kevin Knox and Emmanuel Mudiay in there, or Kevin Knox and Dennis Smith Jr. Which, if I'm trading anything, okay, I'll get rid of Dennis Smith Jr. if we're getting somebody like Kyrie. Or if we don't get that first round pick and we have a second round pick or something, I'd be fine with it. I'd trade away.
Second overall pick.
Yeah, I'd trade away second overall. If we get that second pick and it's not Zion, yeah, I'd trade it for AD.
I mean, you can still get Barrett, RJ Barrett, who's a really good college player.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where you're coming from. Like, if the Knicks has been struggling for this long, 1 year of another struggle is not going to be
Exactly.
anything crazy.
Exactly.
So definitely keep your core, keep your chemistry, keep your young players. If you add veterans like Kyrie and Katie, that could bring their stock up as well. They can get more confident with their shots, their layups, their dunks, their defense. So I can see that point. And if you guys did that, that would help my team because you guys would not be interested, and then the Lakers could trade somebody. But no, on the real, I think that what you said makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. I mean, but you can say the same thing about the Lakers though, because the Lakers been struggling for how many years too? They haven't made the playoffs since what, 2013 or something like that. So you can say the same thing for them.
Yeah, why
Not
trade
trading
everybody?
Yeah, don't trade everybody. Just wait until just wait one more year and you get him for free. Oh, not for free, but you get him without giving up anything.
Yeah, giving everything up. But here's the thing. I mean, the Knicks don't have LeBron James. And that's the thing. LeBron always wants to win at any cost. He's always trying to win. So if that meant trading away everybody, that meant trading away everybody. But moving on. What is the fight on Saturday in the UFC? Who's fighting?
I have no idea. Let's look it up. Let me wake this up real quick. There it is. Yes, sir. It's UFC 235, man. Keep going and going.
Robbie Lawler and Ben Askren. Yo, that Ben Askren dude is a problem. I've actually seen. He's
18-0.
Yeah, he's an issue. He has hands, like real hands.
Where's he from? What's a weird last name?
Askren.
Oh, yeah, he's from the United States. Little flag up there.
Yeah, he's American, but
bringing Robbie Lawler, that's a good fight.
Yeah.
28-12. Are these people are they fighting for a title? Or
no, Robbie Lawler doesn't have the title right now. It's just a fight. I don't think it. Are they? No, it can't be.
Oh, but Jones and Smith is the big fight.
Oh, this is the card.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was this. What the hell?
That was really rude.
But okay. Wow, I thought for some reason
John
it was like
Jones and Anthony Smith.
Yeah, I thought it was like mid March. Yo,
that's the main event.
Oh yeah, and Tyron. Oh my God, yo, I'm ready. Yo, I did not know this was this close. Yo, let's talk about this. So, John Jones, obviously the greatest UFC fighter of all time, going against Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith is really promising. I don't think he stands a chance. He thinks he stands a chance. Dana White thinks he stands a chance. Obviously, that's why he booked it. I think this is a confidence fight for John Jones, and this is what Dana White loves to do a lot. He loves to get anytime a fighter has a hiatus, like their first fight back, obviously, is going to be a big fight. So you look at Conor McGregor, who Khabib Nurmagomedov was supposed to be that big talent, and then if he would have beat Khabib, it would have been probably somebody like give him like Tony Ferguson, or not even Tony Ferguson, because Tony Ferguson is very good. Give him like Jose Aldo, give him his rematch, or give Nate Diaz his rematch back. Give him somebody that is probably not at their level yet, but somebody that should be in the favor of the champion. And Anthony Smith is that 31-13. John Jones is 23-1, and the loss that he has is because of a drug violation, not because he actually lost the fight. I take Jones in probably like the second or third round, to be honest with you. I'm not worried about Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith does have hands though. He's a very good fighter. But it just is John Jones on another level. The fight that I'm actually looking forward to that night is Tyron Woodley and Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is probably one of the scariest dudes in the welterweight division in the UFC right now. I want to say he has 14 wins. He has like something like 12 knockouts. Has like hands of literally stone. Just a big Nigerian dude, knocks people out in the first or second round. And Tyron Woodley hasn't really faced a big hitter like that in a while.
But it's Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, it's Tyron Woodley, who he makes the argument that he's the best welterweight of all time. Which, I mean, you can't really argue with that when the dude's only lost 3 times, and it was before he was even champion. He's had one of the longest welterweight title defense reign in welterweight history. He's a GOAT. But on the prelims, you have Zabit Nurmagomedov, or not Nurmagomedov, I'm thinking of somebody else. Zabit Magomedsharipov, who is one of the best young talents right now. Super unorthodox striker. I want to see that. Jeremy Stevens is pretty average, not very good. Diego Sanchez is fighting. Wow. Diego Sanchez hasn't fought in a while. Johnny Walker is pretty good. Misha Kirknov, I've never heard of him, but he's
Probably.
Huh?
I haven't heard of him either.
Yeah. He's 14-4. Early prelims. Is there anybody that I care about?
Not really.
Yeah.
I usually have new people come in.
Yeah, Poliana Viana is actually pretty decent, but other than that, yeah, nobody else. Go down.
Sorry.
Wait, did I see Garbrandt somewhere? Or am I drunk? Scroll up a little bit.
Well,
yeah, Cody Garbrandt. Yeah, Cody Garbrandt is probably Pedro Munoz. I like Cody Garbrandt a lot. I think he got robbed in the who did he fight? TJ Dillashaw. I really think he should have won that fight earlier if he wasn't being Cody Garbrandt and just finished TJ while he could and he let TJ get back on his horse and then knock him out later on in the rounds. I think Cody Garbrandt should have won that fight if we're being real. So yeah, a confidence fight for him. Pedro Munoz isn't the favorite card Cody Garbrandt is. So I take Cody Garbrandt, but Pedro is very good.
yeah, it's pretty close in for betting too.
Yeah.
140, 120.
Yeah.
So it's pretty close as well.
Tisha Torres very good in their last fight. Never heard of this Jean girl, but she's 18-1. Sounds like a beast. Yeah, this card's gonna be disgusting.
That's
I didn't know it was
good,
close. I didn't know it was close. It's Saturday. That's crazy. Might have to throw some bets up there.
Oh man, here you
Oh,
go.
man.
You got paid today. You gonna make spend
yeah.
that money.
Yeah, let's make that money flip.
So let's see the height there for Robbie Lawler's 5'11". We're pretty even. It's gonna be a good fight. My dad's probably gonna watch all these fights because he loves MMA. But yeah, that's for the fight.
I'm excited.
This coming up Sunday. So we're gonna change it a little bit back to the NFL. Another big news that broke today is Jason Witten coming back out of retirement for his 16th year as a tight end in the NFL. He's going back to the Cowboys.
Oh wow! I didn't hear about that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it literally just broke out in like at 1 or 2. I think the reason that he did it is because he sees that the Cowboys have a very good opportunity to make the Super Bowl next year. They have a solid quarterback, they have a solid O-line, solid running back, solid defense this year. So he's like, maybe I could help get that Super Bowl ring that the Cowboys have been waiting for like over 20-something years.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. Well, not as ridiculous as the Vikings because we never won, but yeah.
Hey, shout out number 97, Linville Joseph.
Nah, bro.
That's all I gotta say.
That's not him.
Number 97? Linville Joseph. Wait, what is he? Number 98? He's the number 90. He's the number 90. Yo, number 97 is what he wore in high school and before he got here. Don't fling me. Number 98. That's
97 is Everson Griffin.
He's gonna kill me if he ever hears this. He go, really, bro? Really, bro? I won't even playing number 98.
Hey, I need him to get on the podcast.
Right? Yeah. I'm gonna need that.
So, but anyways, back to the Cowboys. Yeah, those were big news. I never really.
Wow.
I think that the reason that he also did it is because people say that he was not good. A good sports analyst, as well as he was talking through the game. He wasn't very good at it, so I think that's why he was like, maybe I should just give it a shot back in football and get this ring.
And he stayed in shape.
Yeah, he stayed in shape.
He's staying in shape. So,
but that's all other news for that. Now back to
basketball,
which is the main thing, and we're sorry. Oh, actually, no, timeout. College football. So we were talking about how when we were in college FB Live. We wanted to talk about, we were talking about how we wanted to go to the Miami-Florida game. It's a rivalry game that literally should be played every single year. For some reason, it's not played. I think that is a Florida fans because we got our ass kicked for like literally 10 years in a row. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a typical Florida, oh no, we're not scared of you guys. I literally think that we took them off the schedule because we were scared we got killed. All in the 80s, early 90s. And then late 90s, early 2000s, we just got destroyed. Oh yeah. So I think that they were just like, we're gonna take them off. We can't keep taking these kind of hits every single year, and so that's why we took them off. The record is still 29-26, so like overall record. Mm-hmm. Miami has a 29 wins, so it's still a really close one, even though they beat us for like 20 years in a row. Yeah. Or something like that. I think we've only beat them once in the past 30 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So we have not had any luck with Miami, but I'm gonna still talk my shit because I hate Miami. I don't even hate Miami at school. I hate the fans, bro. Because all they talk about is wins in 1980s. Like, bro, nobody cares about 1980s. Bro. I wasn't alive in 1980, so I don't care. Anyways, so talking about that, the game supposedly, because this is the 150th season of college football.
Oh wow.
It's a big deal. They want to move up the Gator Miami game a week earlier to be played on the 24th of August. That way, that's the main event for that weekend. Because people are literally everywhere. People, I was looking at a Florida tweeted something, and somebody said, you know, I don't want it to be moved on the 24th because we already had tickets, hotels, and everything for the 31st, and we're coming from Munich, Germany.
Oh, wow.
So like everybody wants to go to this game because it's a big, big game. So because and ESPN noticed it, they were like, oh man, this is a huge game. We're gonna move it a little bit up so we can get more money.
Right.
So we just want to let you guys know that is in the talk. Basically, both teams are very intrigued by it.
Yeah.
And not only that, the only thing that is stopping them is the NCAA waiver. So they put that in earlier this year. They're waiting still to hear if that's possible. As a Florida fan, I don't really like it because that means that that means that Florida's going to have 3 bye weeks. I hate bye weeks.
Right.
You don't do anything. It's like you just practice and there's no games.
Yeah.
So we're going to have literally play a game, bye a week, and then before Georgia, we have bye week. Play Georgia, we have another bye week.
Oh wow.
So it's a lot of bye weeks. I don't really know about it. And again, I feel for all the fans that bought those tickets. Now they're not gonna have those tickets that are flying over here. Now they can't fly over here.
Oh, yeah.
All the hotels they gotta cancel. So it's a little bit rough, but I think it is a big deal. It's 150th, and if you can have a rivalry of that
Size.
magnitude, that size, to be played as the first game overall of the season, that's a big deal.
Okay.
So I completely understand both sides. I'm just ready for the season to kick off, man. I know that this Saturday we were gonna be having some open practices over for Florida. I'm very excited for all that stuff, man. I mean, I can't live without football. I'm just glad that we have the AAF, so I can watch that sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays. But college football is going to be back soon, and I'm really excited for the next season. I have the Gators. Big stuff going on.
Wasn't Tebow supposed to join the AAF too? Wasn't Tebow supposed to join the AAF? Wasn't it like
they want to? They keep calling him. What's his name? Steve Spurrier, who's what's the old head ball coach here for Florida.
Yeah.
He is the head coach for the Orlando Apollos. Which, if you don't know, the Orlando Apollos are like 3-0. Them boys nasty.
Oh yeah,
out there.
Nice.
Oh, you're booing and booking. But so, well, let's say Tebow was like, I play baseball now. I'm not really focused on football anymore. And so, but he's like, I have Steve Spurrier calling me literally like 2 or 3 times every single day, telling me that he'll come join us. We'll pay you $250,000 over the next 3 years. You can play quarterback and you can play baseball. You can do both things that you want to do.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm just focusing on baseball now. And I want to make it in the baseball, the big leagues, and all that. So I completely respect it. Put your all in, your full 100 maximum effort onto one thing that you love. So.
Yeah.
But so we just want to, and we're still going to be trying to go to the spring games, the Florida State, Miami, and the Gators. So definitely keep an eye out on that. But that's done with college football.
Get that out.
So this is a topic that we were talking about on Monday. On Monday we started arguing a lot. We were playing basketball.
Oh yeah.
But this topic is one that I brought up because I like seeing people get mad and argue. But my question was, is Steve Kerr overrated, or is he actually that good of a coach? And I don't really remember your stand. I remember Obed's stand, which Obed, you're a hoe for not being here.
Yeah, Obed, you got to fade. But I think I said that it was Mark Jackson's team. It wasn't Steve Kerr's team.
That's what you said.
Yeah. And I said all the pieces were in place for Steve Kerr to be great before he even got there. So why are we crediting him for having, first off, he had 4 All-Stars. He had 4 All-Stars, and then he got there with 4 All-Stars. They started playing like All-Stars do. Steph Curry turned into the best shooter of all time, and then Klay Thompson turned into the second best shooter of all time, and then Draymond was one of the best defenders in the league. Like, how do you lose with that team? It's almost impossible. And then with the best regular season record, then you add a top 3 player in the league, Kevin Durant. Like, yes, they're gonna win. And I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm just saying that the pieces were there before he even got there, and it's not that hard to make a winning team when you have nothing but winners on it. That's all I was saying.
That's what you're saying.
But nah, Steve Kerr is one of the best coaches in the league. You see what he's doing? And like,
I think what Obed made a claim for was the fact that the way that their offense is run is very. It's not a very typical offense. They have people cutting in and out in every single play, and he says that is something that the coaches teaches, and not something that comes natural for players. Which I can understand. I think, like you said, I think Steve Kerr got lucky that he has 2 of the top 5 best shooters in the history of basketball. And not only that, then you had a monster that's freaking 7 foot, handles the ball like a point guard of KD, which I still don't understand how they have that much cap space to afford all 4 or 5. No, right now it's 5.
Yeah, because they have the best center. They have arguably the best center in the league in DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah,
and it's like you have the best center. You signed him for a turkey sandwich. You have
Draymond Green, who's in a 4-year, $80 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have KD, who was on like a 4-year, $100 million or more. I don't even know. And then you have Stephen Curry, who just signed a $200 million contract. And then now this dude's what's his name, Klay Thompson. So I don't even know how the heck they afford everybody, but they did. But at the end of the day, they figured it out. I don't know who
the NBA's rigging it.
Just so the bro. So yeah, man, I don't really know. I'll say that he can be a little bit overrated, but then you can say the same thing as Phil Jackson. Is Phil Jackson actually a good coach, or was he just a good coach handling egos?
Yeah, that's true.
Because every team that he went to had superstars already.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jordan. Well, I mean, I don't know when he started coaching Michael Jordan.
When did he go? I mean, I'm about to look it up. I'm actually gonna look up his coaching.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Thank you, Santa Fe.
Shout out to Santa Fe College Internet.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Santa Fe for allowing us to record here.
Let me see, Phil Jackson coaching career.
This man Ryan really died mid sentence.
That's crazy. Yeah, that dude. He dipped.
Shout out to Ryan Diamond.
Yeah, man.
We hope everything's okay, brother.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah. Well, we hope to have you back, man. I hope your legs feel good. Let's see. So 68 to 78. Or no. That was as a player. I was about to say, goddamn. 78 to 81. He was an assistant coach of the Nets. And then 82 to 87, he was head coach of the Albany Patroons, which I think is a G League team or the D League team back then. And he's an assistant coach of the Chicago Bulls from 87 to 89.
So he was assistant coach.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when they started winning,
he was 89.
That's when he was the head coach.
From 89 to 98, he was the head coach.
So again, that's a lot of people say, is he actually a good coach, or is he just good at handling egos? You know,
99 to 04, he was
had
head
Kobe
coach
Bryant
of the
Lakers. He had Kobe Bryant, and he had Shaquille O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, in that he still had Kobe Bryant, and then he had Powell. Powell doesn't really have an ego, but you know.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, he had the superstar talent. I don't know, because it's different for me because even then, the Bulls were a very good team. They had, Steve Kerr, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Gilmore. They had the pieces there, but at the same time, it's different than now because they ran their offense in a specific way to where Jordan was always the focal point, and it was around Jordan. So I understand the argument, but I think it's different from when you have players of the caliber that we have today, and then you have 4 of them, and then now 5 or 6 if you want to count, if you want to be real about it. So it's different because Phil Jackson, at the same time, he's 11-time coach. He won multiple teams with the Lakers. He had the same archetype for both teams, but it was ran differently. So you have to give him props for that. even though he fucked over the Knicks when he was owner of them.
I mean, he messed up.
Yeah, he
didn't care about nothing.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
He got his millions.
Fuck Phil Jackson.
He left.
Fuck Phil Jackson. But no,
So this is another question that I haven't asked really anybody. Me as a LeBron fan, I get tired of people like, oh, the talent back then was way better than now. Because they're all in the Hall of Fame. But this is also 20 years later.
oh no,
If you say
I
the
hate
same
that
thing
argument.
about now, 20 years from now, most of the players now are going to be in the Hall of Fame too. Stephen Curry is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Kevin Durant's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Paul George most likely going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Russell
Russell
Westbrook.
Westbrook's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Ben Simmons,
Ben-
Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
These are people. Yeah, no.
Kobe Bryant's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Dirk going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Dwayne
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Chris
D. Rose.
Bosh. So like they're like, oh, well, everybody back then was in the Hall of Fame. That's who Jordan beat. You know, Jordan also played hell of teams that were all old as hell too.
Yeah, like
And they're all,
Jordan
yes, they're all in
played-
the Hall of Fame, but the same as LeBron. LeBron's playing Hall of Famers. Manu's going to be in the Hall of Fame. What's his name? Parker's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Tim Duncan was
Tim
gonna
Duncan's
is
gonna be in
one
the
of
Hall
the
of
best
Fame.
power forwards. Another best
I already
of all time.
named 10 players.
Yeah.
They're all going to be in that Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Undisputedly.
yeah.
So
First
it's
ballot.
like I hate when people say that, like, oh well, LeBron doesn't play any Hall of Famers. Look at who he's played. All right, so let's first finals. Spurs in
Yeah.
07. He brought a freaking AAU team to the finals. Who the best player was Booby Johnson. That was his name. Who scored like 15 points. And LeBron took it to the final, got swept. Whatever. It was a one-man team. On that team, they had 5 Hall of Famers. 4. Tim Duncan, Manu, Parker, and who was the other guy that they had also?
They have
Was it Steve Jackson? No, not Steve Jackson. Okay, let's just say they had 3 or
Yeah.
4. They had 3. Then they go to the finals in 2011, which is versus the 2011 versus the Mavs.
and that's when they
And
lost.
they lost again. So he's 0-2 then still. But then who he played? Dirk Nowitzki. Is he not going to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he goes and plays the Thunder. Back then, yeah, they weren't that good.
Yeah,
but
but
they were all young.
They were
They're all gonna
they
be
came
in
out of
Hall
the West.
Exactly.
Like,
they all came out of the West, and they're all going to be in the Hall of Fame. James Harden's going to be on the Hall of Fame. Westbrook's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and so is Kevin Durant.
and all of them have won an MVP.
Exactly. So
3
I've already named their 4 players.
Yeah.
And then you go on to the Spurs again. He played them again, and then you go when he played the Warriors. All of them are going to be in the Hall of Fame. So it's like,
And LeBron's the only player all time to come back from a 3-1, and it was the best regular season team of all time. Jordan played substitute teachers and part-time bus drivers. He played old, overweight white dudes. Let's be real about it. Jordan's overrated. Jordan, when
Nah,
he was,
I
no, nah, no.
God.
I got
Here you
smoke.
go. Bring it down.
I'm
Shut
done.
it down.
I'm done with all this bullshit,
Shut
man.
it down.
Jordan's fucking overrated.
Oh,
Let's go back and look at those the final series. Look at the final series against my Knicks. Yeah. John Starks and all them. Patrick Ewing. We are the Knicks. No. We had the whole song. That was our year. And the Bulls robbed us in the Eastern Conference Finals. Go back and look at the calls. The crowd was booing. It was so bad. The coach can be heard on mic saying, "This is disgraceful." Jordan is being quoted as saying to the referees during the game, "You know what you're doing. Stop trying to ruin this." Blah blah. There's proof to where Jordan was the face of the NBA, and he was being favored by the NBA. He was the face. The NBA couldn't afford losing such a big brand as Jordan. The whole myth over the Jordan 1s being banned, it's a myth. They were never banned, ever. The banned 1s were never banned. Stop lying to the people. The Jordan in every single finals, every single final. Hold on, let me break it down. Everybody's saying how LeBron doesn't score unless he gets fouled. LeBron, all he does is go for fouls. Look at how many times Jordan was fouled in the finals, in the playoffs, period, when he wasn't getting swept in the first round. Look how many foul shots he shot. In the East Conference Finals against the Knicks, I think in Game 6, he shot 22 foul shots. 22. Never banned. The Jordan 1s were never banned. Stop buying those overpriced ass shoes. Say, "Oh, bro, they're banned. This is banned." Get the fuck out of here. They were never banned. Jordan is over fucking rated. Stop comparing him to LeBron. LeBron would dust Jordan in a game of 21. He would dust him. LeBron is what? 6'6", 250. Stop. Stop.
God damn.
Jordan got swept in the first round how many times? LeBron's never been swept in the first round. LeBron's never been swept in the playoffs ever.
He's never been. No, yeah, in the playoffs he has.
Even when swept?
He got swept in the finals.
In the finals. I'm saying in the playoffs. In the NBA finals, he's been swept.
He's never
and he's been swept. He's never lost in the first round. He's every time since he was in the East, every year he went all the way through. He went to the stop. He's not on the same level. If LeBron had any team close to the teams that LeBron, my bad, I'm so fucking angry right now. If LeBron had any team close to the teams that Jordan had Scottie Pippen, who, let's be real. Listen, Jordan made all his teammates better. The year after Jordan retired, the Bulls had a better record, and Scottie put up more numbers than Jordan ever did for the Bulls. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how when Scottie left, he brought the Trailblazers, who were not even, I think they were 7th ranked. He brought them to the number 2 team. He was the star of the team. Scottie Pippen was the star of the team before Jordan even got there. Who was there before Jordan got there and was scoring for the Bulls before Jordan even was relevant and was becoming that guy? Like, Jordan is so overrated, it's stupid. I mean, Scottie Pippen put up better numbers than Jordan. He put up better numbers than any role player that LeBron ever had. LeBron doesn't play with good teams. LeBron's carried by his teams. Okay, he had an aging D Wade. He had an aging Chris Bosh. Let's not act like these guys were superstar talents, like everybody likes to make them seem. LeBron had who? Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving. Okay, Kyrie Irving, who put up great numbers. Awesome. That's it. Drunk, Henny God, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson.
Who turned the ball over?
Tristan Kardashian. Like, that's who we're talking about right now. We talk about NBA Finals talent. There's no way that team comes back from a 3-1 when you put Michael Jordan on that team. Michael Jordan is over-fucking-rated. I'm tired. Hakeem Olajuwon is a better talent than Jordan was. Shaquille O'Neal is a better talent than Jordan was. Kobe Bryant is not even top 10. Let's stop comparing them two.
Damn.
Oh
my God.
Dog.
Right.
I got into a huge argument with a Kobe fan the other day, and he was talking about, Jordan's better than LeBron, Kobe's better than LeBron. All these people, like Kobe wasn't carried by the best center of all time. Like, stop lying. I hate when people just lie just because they love a player. Stop capping. Like, look, I'm literally showing you stats, and you don't want to read. Kobe fans are a different breed, man. But anyways, back to what we were saying. What were we even fucking saying?
Bro, I don't even know. Shit, you went on a rant right there.
Phil Jackson. Yeah, we were Phil Jackson, great coach.
Oh no. I was saying that people are always saying, Jordan played against Hall of Famers while LeBron James didn't play with Hall of Famers. I'm like,
you're smoking crack. Stop.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as say Michael Jordan is overrated.
Overrated.
I think he's top 5.
I want smoke.
He's definitely 1 or 2.
Jamari wants smoke.
I want smoke.
Jamari wants smoke.
All y'all Jordan fans,
I didn't say, you want smoke?
Music, bro. Music by Pharaoh on Twitter. DM me. My DMs are open. I want all the smoke. I'll send you videos. I have proof. I have stats. I want all the smoke with y'all.
Well,
Jordan is over fucking rated.
Well, LeBron choked.
Against who?
2011.
Okay, 2011 is the only ring. 2011, LeBron choked and he let Jason Terry ball out on him. Old ass, ugly ass Jason Terry. I understand that. Kudos. Cool. The only time, and on what was that? The first year he had the Heat.
Yeah.
The first year on a new team, he brought them to the finals, and he choked. That was 5 years after Dwayne Wade won his ring. Can we stop acting like LeBron can't be back? He brought them to the finals. It was him that was finals. It was him. That team was him. He was the reason they're in the finals. Okay.
And people argue. Okay, this is another one. People argue
in 2011.
No, people argue that this is our next argument. People argue that that KD did the same thing as LeBron. KD.
With what?
By joining another team. And I say that is not completely true. I mean, that's not true at all. First reason why, KD joined a 73-9 win team who went to the playoffs. LeBron joined a 40-40 team that went to the playoffs and got beat. You see his face? That's how I feel whenever people say that. Then they're like, "Oh, he joined, but he joined a team with superstars, so he recruited everyone there." KD joined already a team that already went to the finals twice, won it once. And not only that, KD was on the team with Westbrook, who was 3-1 in the Western Finals. And you joined a bitch ass team that beat you? That's not the damn same team. That's like if LeBron would have joined Boston, that would have been the same.
It's like not the same. If Larry Bird were to go to the Lakers while Magic was there. What if Magic lost to the Celtics? It's like, you know what? They have a pretty good squad.
I'm gonna go over there.
Let me play with them real quick. If Jordan went to the Pistons, let's talk about it. If Shaq was like, you know what? Let me go play for the Celtics real quick. You know, while stop. KD was one game away from beating the Warriors, the best regular season team ever.
And they probably could have beaten the Cavaliers that year.
KD choked. KD and Russell Westbrook are the reason that they blew that 3-1 lead against the Warriors. So it should be them that's like, okay, bro. KD he blamed Westbrook into, I can't play with a point guard like that. He ball hogs, all that shit. And then you cry, and then there's proof of Draymond calling you after the game. It's like, hey man, we have a squad for you here. So you leave the team that you're on after that team just choked the 3-1. Your team and the team you went to both choked 3-1 leads. You go and join them, the best regular season team of all time, as a top 3 talent. Like Stephen A. Smith said, it's the weakest move from a superstar all time. I understand you're a grown man. It's a business. You want to get your money. You're in the business of winning. You want to get his rings. You want to get a ring. I understand that. But say that. Don't be a bitch about it. Don't join and be like, oh, I can't play under a point guard like that. And then Klay Thompson saying some shit like, oh, we're not overpowered. We don't have too much time. The other teams need to step up. Get the fuck out. All right. If y'all are OP, go to the Suns right now, Klay Thompson. I'm waiting. I want to see you sign a contract with Suns. If it's so even in the league, go to the Heat. Go to the Suns. You know what? Go to
Sacramento.
Go to Sacramento. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere where it's not easy. Because Klay Thompson had a pretty easy ride his whole career in the NBA. He's never been on a bad team. Ever, really. So who the...
Yeah, so I and this is a topic that once we get Obed into this
can't wait till Obed bitch ass. Yo, Obed, I know you probably ain't watching this. Because let's be real, but if by some grace of God you click on this podcast, Obed.
By the grace of God.
Next week, I don't give a fuck when you working. Smoke, nigga. Hold on.
Oh God.
Nigga, what's wrong with you, bro?
Fuck the Orlando Magic. That's why my niggas blew y'all the fuck out. Y'all thought y'all had that win. Fuck Vucevic and his 30 bitch ass points. Weak ass white boy. That's why he balled the fuck out of them.
But anyways, next week we're gonna have. This is what we're gonna do next week. We're gonna have a heated conversation between all 4 of us, and we're gonna be talking about MJ versus LeBron, KD versus LeBron.
Is Obed an MJ fan?
Yeah, I mean he's not really, but. He thinks that MJ is better than LeBron. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about LBJ versus LeBron. LBJ versus MJ. We're gonna be talking about KD versus MJ, and we're gonna be talking about who has the best developmental team, the Knicks or the Magic.
Developmental team. That's at least I admit the Knicks are trash. Stop hiding like, we're a developmental team. Y'all suck. Y'all suck. How about that? Orlando sucks. Cock. And they will for the next however many years. Trash.
No, we're not talking about Orlando Arteta guy.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, not Orlando Miranda. The Orlando Magic. 2 hours away from here. Trash. They blow. Terrence Ross. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, man. So it was an action-packed episode 2 of 352 Sports Talk. Definitely give us a follow on Instagram, 352 Sports Talk. Give us a follow on Twitter, Sports Talk 352. He wants all the smoke with the MJ and LBJ.
Please.
So what's your name again on Twitter? Or Twitter handle?
Music by Pharaoh, MusicByFaro. Please,
Music by
all the
Pharaoh.
smoke. I want it in my DM.
All
I
the
got
smoke
links.
here. Music. Oh, well, you can't even see that.
I want to say little ass shit.
Let's see. I'm fix this right here so y'all can bring that smoke, okay? Music by Phil, right?
Yep.
That's the app.
Hit
Bring
me
all
up,
the
man.
smoke.
Hit me up. I got links. I got links. Fraud ass nigga.
Music by Pharaoh. Again, Instagram is 352 Sports Talk. And on Twitter, we are Sports Talk 352. And that's because that dumb idiot has 352 Sports Talk and he only tweeted twice in damn century.
Go bring that man smoke too.
I want to say,
I want that
DM
man
and say,
smoke, too.
yeah, fuck you, bro.
Come on, man.
Any progress on that? Like, did you hear anything back from Twitter?
Twitter
No.
told me that if I needed to do that, for me to report him and try to get that name, because I've tried to do like the reporting that he's acting like me, I have to give him proof of how he's using my name. I was like, bro, I'm not doing all this.
I'm right.
I'm not doing all that. But yeah, man, if you're listening to this dang podcast and you have a 352 Sports Talk, just give us the handle. You've tweeted literally 2 times in the past 2 years. Please, we're just trying to make it easier for all our fans.
Yeah.
To listen to us. So definitely listen to us. Share it with everybody. We are going to be putting up a video. We actually recorded this, which is quite interesting. Actually, I want to see how this turns out. And definitely next week we're going to have Obed, because we know what his schedules are now. Because apparently he gets off at 6, so we're gonna have Obed, and hopefully our boy Ryan doesn't cut
I
out
want to say, come
after
on,
10
Ryan.
minutes, bro. It was like, I mean, wow. This man talking about Kyler Murray is like, oh, I gotta leave.
Yep, I gotta go, guys.
I was like, all right.
Yep.
All right, man.
right,
Hit us
yo.
up. Follow us on Instagram. We're gonna be putting a lot of stuff up. I've been putting a lot of videos on the latest NBA. Big shots or dunks or anything like that. It's turning out pretty good. Give us a follow. Listen to us, and see y'all next week.
All right, peace.